This is working. Here's our thumbnail right here.
We have to put it
like that. Oh, we got a ring light going. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for waiting. We just we're trying to figure this out. This is our first time we're doing YouTube live together. So
yes,
forgive us. And we're gonna go live on. I believe we're gonna go live on Instagram as well. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna give me a second here. Technical, and let's see. All right, cool. All right, here we are. I'll probably say hi to a bunch of people all over the place. We're just want to say hi. What's up? Thank you. It has been a crazy last 20-something days. We've been pushing and promoting the Max Boost Volume 1 Collected Edition, 150 pages, with 100 pages of the original Max Boost in this book. And then classic issues, along with 50 pages of original artwork. And yeah, Chris is saying, hell yeah, Mitsubishi for the win. Yeah, so yeah, we got Honda guy over here and the Mitsubishi guy. Well, everything guy over here. Well, we're kind of everything guys, but anyways, yeah, totally. So Max Boost, if you don't remember Max Boost, we're just doing a special YouTube and Instagram live right now. Just wanting to go through a little bit more in depth. So you might want to take a seat, hang out, get some popcorn. We'll talk a little bit more about Max Boost and the history of tuner culture, using this as kind of the centerpiece, right?
Yes. So
who we are? Who are we?
So for those that are on the YouTube channel, obviously you guys know me and you guys have seen Dennis on my YouTube channel. And then for everybody that's on Max Boost, already knows Dennis and knows me from before. But thanks for tuning into our YouTube channel and having Dennis here. And we're gonna talk about Max Boost comic, Max Boost Kickstarter.
Yep, and the history of Max.
Exactly. So thanks for tuning in, and yeah. Yeah,
and then for those on there that are possibly on Instagram right now that don't do the YouTube thing, this is Memo. So Memo and me and Memo go way back. It's like 20 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Memo was one of the original guys with me. He's a supporter of AUTOCANNON and Max Boost way back in the day. He's known for his Eclipse GSX, black one, and he used to have a big Max Boost sticker on it way back. The other thing he's known for is he was also in the Fast and Furious movie. He helped get a lot of the AUTOCANNON apparel inside the movie, so you'll see a lot of our apparel in there, along with the Max Boost stickers are in the tuner shop, as you guys probably saw in the Kickstarter video. And he's in there as one of the gangsters. One of Hector's?
Yeah, Hector's gang member friends.
Yeah, so he's actually in the movie. So and he also got Tyson's we got Eclipse.
Yeah, we got yellow Eclipse in there, and then we have another blue Eclipse in there because of
his negotiation skills
and having Eclipses in there, right?
Yeah, man. So you got Eclipses in there. There's a shot in Fast and Furious, if you guys watch it, that has there's a car with a massive AUTOCANNON sticker, and that's because of Memo. So Memo's been around hardcore. He's Max Boost and AUTOCANNON fam from day one. And very importantly, for a lot of you guys that are newer in the industry, when we say newer, we're talking about if you were around the industry in the last 10 years and you just jumped on board in the cars, we've been around a lot longer than that. And so he's an OG for sure. So we got a lot of people saying hi, thank you, new sports car. We've got people in the YouTube, House of Honda, what's up? Chris Carr, Soldiers. We got a whole bunch of people. So thank you for watching right now. So yeah, so what we want to talk about is Max Boost. We are currently on our Kickstarter. If you haven't checked it out, it is at maxboost.com. But we launched this about 28 days ago, and we've currently raised close to over $31,000 in pre-orders, along with over 480 something backers at this point. 490, I think. We only have 10 more backers, meaning a backer on Kickstarter means someone who just pledges and pre-orders the book. So we just need 10 more people to buy this thing for us to hit the number 500, which is a nice round number for 500 to get this book. It comes in a sleeve, a collectible sleeve, and they're going to be individually numbered. So I'm trying to make these as collectible as possible. So whenever this thing, if it ever becomes a Netflix show, you're going to have one of the most rare collectibles ever of Max Boost. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Max Boost has not been in print for over a decade. Some of you may or may not remember. If you remember Max Boost, leave a comment. Let us know that you used to read Max Boost. If you're new to Max Boost, I'd love for you to leave a comment, and so that we know that too. But Max Boost was in Import Tuner magazine for close to a decade. And Import Tuner magazine, here's issue number 6, where Max Boost actually was the cover of Import Tuner magazine.
Actually, I'm going to cut you off. I think that was my favorite cover, was that cover. Why? Because it was different. It was different. It wasn't a car. It wasn't a Honda. It wasn't
a picture of a car.
A picture of a car, right? It was unique. To me, that was just the art was dope.
Yeah, thank you. So yes,
and I don't think I've told you that.
So yeah, appreciate that, and thank you to Jason Rodriguez for inking the cover. He's an actual comic book artist inker at the time, and then I also drew this, and I drew this back in a studio back in downtown. So Max Boost actually was born in my bedroom, but the studio, the AUTOCANNON Max Boost studio, was a little studio I had in downtown San Diego, and I basically lived off of ramen and soda, doing the comic, and I had a little Mac computer back then doing this. And but 6 issues into Import Tuner, a lot of our readers were actually subscribing in Import Tuner because of Max Boost. And I want to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background on Max Boost and how it started. And for some of you that don't know Max Boost, still, you guys can check us out on our Instagram, of course. But we basically have Max Boost as a running series of comics that are running in every issue of Import Tuner for years. So we've had a lot of fans, and I really appreciate you guys that have been fans forever. Even back then, I mean, I literally are signing people's dashes. We've given away, I think in the last month and a half, 2 months, I swear, we've probably given away like over 1,500 posters. With Falcon Tires, I was signing at the Formula Drift event, and I signed probably close to 800 to 1,000 things there and gave those away. So, so Falcon's been very supportive, and we even did this little free coloring book of Max Boost, which was one of the first things we ever did this year. But yeah, it started off in a little studio in downtown San Diego as I was a street racer with my my Integra GSR. That was my very first car. Go figure, I ended up buying one of the Rice Rockets of all Rice Rockets, right? So, Henry Mox, support print. I know there's something about print, right? So I know a lot of you guys are living in the world of digital everything, and everything just is basically on a phone. But there's something special about being able to hold something, and we're old enough that we remember actually getting prints and subscriptions. But this is for people that really want something collectible that you could keep. And if you ever see me at a show, I will absolutely sign this for you. I may even put a sketch in it. You never know. Oh, I said that. Cool. I said that live. But that'd be really fun, right? But yeah, no, we just have a lot of fun in the industry. And so I guess the story is I was wanting to be in the comic book industry, and actually worked in the comic book industry as a starving artist at 16 years old, started that studio, ended up getting my first car was an Integra GSR. I actually ended up with 2 of them because the first one I crashed 2 months after I bought it. Yeah, I rolled over on that thing. I don't know, it rolled over itself. That's what I told the police. So anyways, that rolled over. It was actually a 4-door green GSR. And then I'm glad, well, I'm not glad, but I'm glad I ended up in the car that I ended up in, which was a black, when I went back to the dealer, I got another one, thank you insurance. I ended up getting a black GSR coupe, a hatchback, right? And so that was the beginning of everything. And believe it or not, when I got those cars, I was not a street racer, nor was I thinking of ever becoming a street racer. I know. So
Integra GSR, bro.
I know. How did I get a tuner car of all tuner cars, right?
Got a regular Integra.
Or like one of them, right? Yeah, no, something. So I've never told this story, and so if you guys are with us right now, this is not a 2-minute thing. We're gonna talk for a while and kind of go over some things, especially just for here on Memo's YouTube channel and on our Instagram. But and so one of the story is this, and I've never told the story before. One day I was going to the dealer. I think I was 16 at the time, 17 with my dad. We were actually going to the dealer and walking to go buy, or I wanted to look at the Celicas. Yes, Toyota Celica GTs, the bug-eyed ones. I wanted to get one of those. I'm literally we're walking down the sidewalk to the Toyota dealer, and out in National City here in San Diego. It's called the Mile of Cars. And then as we're walking, there's a slick, young white, like hair, everything, the whole entire thing. Salesperson comes running up to us from the Acura dealership. He intercepts us, and the Toyota dealership is literally right next to it. He stops me and he's like, "Why don't you come check out?" Basically, harassed us to try to check out these Acura Integras. And I'm like, I had zero interest in the Acura Integra at the time, but I'm like, why not? He was really pushy, and I remember the car that basically changed my life was a white Integra RS. So back then, I think the price of the RS Integra was like 16 grand, and I wish I could get an RS right now. And so we get into the car, and I know nothing about driving fast. I know I've never driven fast in my life. I don't think I ever oversped, went over 100 miles per hour or anything like that. I wasn't a speed junkie at all. He gets into the car, shows us what this thing can do. He's over revving. I mean, he's revving the car. He's going all over, and I was like blown away. I had no idea that cars could do that. And so I fell in love with the Integra because of the deal, because of the salesman. And believe it or not, we never made it to the Toyota dealer. But I didn't get to buy the car. I didn't have the money. But eventually, a little bit later, when I finally started making some money in my career, I think it was probably about a few years later, finally the GSR, I got that first GSR that I crashed, and then I got the black one. But that's the story. So I was trying to buy a Celica, and I'm glad I didn't end up with that car. Not knocking a Celica, but I'm just saying that the GSR actually ended up becoming the perfect car. And so that car, kind of fast forward, ends up becoming the thing that gets me into Turbo Magazine. I end up meeting Michael Ferrara, and I get this opportunity from some of my friends at Online Performance back in the day. Hello, Online Performance, Ground Zero, San Diego. They end up saying, "Hey, Dennis, they need a GSR to tune a new turbo kit from Drag." And Drag Generation 2 turbo kit is what it was. And so I became the very first Drag Generation 2 turbo kit Integra in the world. And we ended up throwing that kit into the car, and it was amazingly fast. It was amazing. It was awesome. We got to tune at Dynamic Autosport. What's up? All you guys over at Dynamic, way back in the day, Eddie, Ariel, and all those guys. And so we tuned that, ended up in the magazine. When I ended up in Turbo Magazine, that's when I met Mike Ferrara. So Michael Ferrara is the guy who really kind of made Max Boost happen with me at the very beginning. And so what ended up happening was I became friends with the guys at Turbo Magazine. And at the time they were there was Turbo Magazine, Super Street, and Sport Compact Car. That was pretty much the three magazines that were really in existence at the time. And the industry was growing quickly. You could tell things were happening. People were starting to get into this import thing. And this is way before Fast and Furious, guys. So this is like 1995, 96, something like that. I mean, think about that. That was 7, somewhere around there. And so I decided to start a clothing brand you guys may be familiar with called AUTOCANNON. And I started that by selling T-shirts out of a van, which eventually became a really successful T-shirt brand.
What kind of van?
Volkswagen. One of those Volkswagen camper vans. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I started there. That's like the beginning of my quote unquote career of entrepreneurship. But I've always had a hand in comics. And so one day in Turbo Magazine guys are like, "Hey, Dennis is a good artist." And I don't know, you guys have probably seen my AUTOCANNON artwork and my designs, but if you haven't, maybe I'll pop something up. I've got something around here. But eventually they're like, "Hey, can you help us design a new magazine?" And I was like, "Okay, that sounds interesting." I end up in a meeting with Mike and Kip and all those guys. I think it's Ed Eng and Evan Griffey, and they're like, "Hey, dude, we're gonna actually launch a new magazine." And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds interesting. There's 3 magazines. We're gonna launch a 4th one." And they said it's gonna be called Import Tuner. That's about all they know. Do you have any ideas in terms of design or concept that we could bring to the table so it's not the same as the other 3 magazines? And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure, dude." I was like, let me think through this. So not only they said, "Here's a couple of things we need to solve," and one of the things they need to solve is that every single one of these magazines were like Hondas on the cover. So all you DSM guys, sorry, but at the time it was like Hondas. Hondas sold the magazines, and all 3 of the magazines were always Hondas. And they said, "We have a problem with that. What can we do so that we can actually have different content on the cover and still have people pick up these magazines? Because if you put a Subaru on it, like they sell it sells less. I mean, there's just stats that show that if it's not a Honda, then it sells much, and people don't pick up the magazine and open it. So I said, what if I created something for the magazine that no matter what was in the actual magazine itself, that people would pick it up and open it. And that's when I created Max Boost, so that every month you had a continuous storyline, so you wouldn't want to miss it. And it worked. And people started to subscribe to Import Tuner because they didn't want to miss an issue of Max Boost. And so Max Boost, here it is. Now, this is the first 4 years of Max Booster in this book. It's not printed anywhere else. And this is the first time it's all together. And this is literally, by the way, you guys, just to let you guys know, this is a one of one. This doesn't exist, really. And we're going to go through this. But that's a little bit of history of Max. And then I also, for Import Tuner, I did design the cover concept. Import Tuner at the time was really new because it had studio shot covers, which were way too expensive. But I said, we got to do studio shots to make it look different than the other magazines. And then I designed the logo, believe it or not. They tweaked it, they changed it, but that was my layout and my original design. And I gave them like 3 different designs for the cover. And that was it. And then Import Tuner was basically born. And then the models were something that they threw in. So Import Tuner became famous for the look and the style. And then one of the things I also said was Import Tuner should definitely be more of a like lean towards lifestyle versus just technology. Because Turbo magazine at the time that they were printing Turbo was very much mechanical, horsepower and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm gonna take a break real quick right here, but there's a story. Yes. So I don't know if you want to add anything right now.
Yeah, for sure. We'll answer some questions too.
And thanks for listening.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Gracias por todos que están aquí, porque tengo mucha gente. Tengo gente de Panamá, de Argentina, de dónde más. Saludos a todos.
Wow.
¿Él tiene alguna relación con la Integra Azul AutoCannon que salió en la película de carreras callejeras? So what he's asking is what's your relationship from the blue Integra in that movie you were part of?
Oh, wow.
So that was his question. What's your relations with that Integra? He doesn't know that you were part of the movie.
Oh, okay. So what's cool was, so now we're going a little bit sideways a little bit, but one of the things, so here's the things I'm known for. Me, Dennis, Caco, AutoCannon. We did AutoCannon and Shift Gear, the apparel brands. The clothing, if you're anywhere around 20 years ago or so, 15 years ago, you saw my apparel. It was everywhere. We sold it in major department stores, dealerships. We had the official licenses with Honda, Toyota, Mitsubishi, and all these brands. So that's one thing. The second thing you knew about the stuff that I did would be Max Boost, of course. So Max Boost was something that we did. The third thing a lot of people knew me about us for was a movie called The Last Race.
Y eso es lo que está hablando él. La película se llamaba Last Race.
Yeah, so he's asking about the blue Integra that's in that film. So I made a blue Integra with a big white AutoCannon sticker down the side of it, the star of that film. And so The Last Race, I was the executive producer, and Alex was the director and writer. And there's a cool story there as well. So if you guys haven't seen The Last Race, a couple things. Number one, it comes with this book. So if you go to maxboost.com and you order this book, you're going to get free access to the best version that we have of The Last Race. And so you'll be able to watch that. So it's a short film.
So if you back up the Kickstarter campaign, that it comes with the book?
Yeah. You get access to The Last Race film. And you get to watch it. So, and so, if you guys are interested in that, a lot of people have seen it. We actually won Best Actor Award in Utah with that film. And I'll kind of sidestep here for The Last Race. It was kind of crazy. AutoCannon was doing really well at the time. And like a week before that moment, I was like, man, I want to do like a film, like a racing film, a street racing film. I want something to represent our tuner culture. Again, nothing existed. There was no Fast and the Furious. There was none of that. So I'm like, let's do a film. Let me see. I got an idea. I don't know if I wanted to like act in it. I don't know if I wanted to just make one. I don't know. But I was just like, universe, send me something. Seriously, within 2 weeks, it was kind of funny. Somehow, some way, Alex gets a hold of me and a script drops on my desk. And I still remember the moment back at the AutoCannon office. The script drops on my desk. I look it up. I open it up. I read it. I'm like, it represents a tuner culture from a guy who is like a street racer. He understands the culture, loved it. I'm like, let's do it. I didn't even know the guy. So, being the executive producer, one of my big things was to invest in the film. So I'm the guy who put the money in it, which is a lot of money because we shot it with real film, by the way. This is before digital cameras. And so I said, yes, we did that. Probably one of the most amazing things we ever did. We had thousands, you know, like, I don't know, it felt like 1,000 people out there as extras when we did the film. We definitely had hundreds of cars. And the film ended up being beautiful for what it was, being what do you call it, quote unquote, a low budget film, and is almost 26 minutes made for TV movie that we did. So it's called The Last Race. And again, if you get this Max Boost on Kickstarter, you're going to get access to that film along with some of the background, a little bit more, that plus a few other things.
Nice. So if you haven't seen it, The Last Race is very iconic for those.
Yeah.
It was really underground. So you have to see it. If you're into the old school classic street racing stuff, prior to Fast and the Furious, this is a movie you want to watch, and you want to make sure that you back the Kickstarter campaign and pick up one of these books, and you'll get an access to The Last Race as well. Yeah,
if you're in the tuner culture and you really want to know where it came from, there's a lot of things here with us. We've been around for so long that we could tell you, like, I try to play every part that I could in helping have our little industry back in the day. It was small, grow. And so Max Boost was one of the things I did, because Max Boost has the ability as a comic book to be able to go, you know, all ages, all demos, young and old. We can put our influence of tuner culture out there in the world through this vehicle called Max Boost. And then also the film. A film goes far and wide. I mean, imagine what Fast and Furious did for our culture, right? And so when we did The Last Race, it was actually right before, I think, the release of Fast and the Furious 1. So think about that. That was a long time ago. And it was very ambitious for a little company like us to try to do a film for our industry that we love. Yeah. So there you go. So our relationship with the guy who owned the car, there was I didn't have the relationship with him. Alex did. The car was nice. It was clean. It was turbo. And it was quick. I think mine was quicker. I don't know. I think it was.
Do you know what happened to that car? That's what they're asking.
Oh, no, I don't know. We actually don't know where that car went. I know what happened to my car. My car got stolen twice, and it didn't survive the second time it got stolen. So it survived the first time. Darn thieves. So we rebuilt it better, stronger, faster, but then it got stolen again, and that was it. It was over. It was completely stripped the second time. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, sorry, I don't know exactly where that car went. But what's funny was I actually did message Alex about a week ago to ask him if he wants to do a film again, and I'd be interested in trying to do film. Would you guys like to see another film made by a company in the tuner culture? Just like I did before, maybe The Last Race Part 2 or something else. If you guys would like that, let us know, comment. So yeah, and then back to the comic. Let's go through this a little bit. Thank you guys for listening to all the stuff. We wanted to just kind of do a powwow here, kind of like if we were sitting around the table and we're kind of just chatting. But also want to show you guys Max Boost. So first, I just like to start, and this I say it's going to come in a collectible sleeve. I'm going to design this, so I want to make it really collectible. And again, it comes in right here. So, you know, like we always say, you should buy two, one to read and one to save. We're trying to keep it very low numbered. They're all going to be individually numbered. So I don't know how many units there are that we're going to have in final print, but right now I think we've sold close to 700 of these. And that's not a lot. Usually when you print a book, you're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands. And so we're trying to keep the number as low as possible. But you're going to have one of a few. And are we going to have these available later? I don't think so. I think we're trying to keep these just for the Kickstarter, and we only have 3 days left for you to pledge. So if you want one, you got to get one.
So where can they get one?
Oh, you can get it at maxboost.com and maxboost.com. I'm sure we'll put it in the description somewhere. But we'd appreciate that. We have 3 days left on the Kickstarter. So let's go through the book a little bit. It also has a dust cover. So this is a little bit. This is just another thing I wanted to put everything in it, and when you open it, yeah, boom,
that's dope.
Max Boost. And this is my one of one. This is a sample. This is the same exact one that you saw in the movie in the Kickstarter video. And then let me take off this dust cover just to make it easier to look at. And then not only is it printed on the dust cover, it's also printed on the book itself. So you have that. And this is just a prototype. Then the actual book's probably going to be a little different. But so far, so good. So going through the pages, we got Max Boost Volume 1, Hopefully this works for everybody. And then, yeah, this is one of the original. It just opens up to one of our original images.
This looks familiar.
This is the San Diego Convention Center at Import Fest. I don't know if you guys are familiar. We have a lot of Canadian fans because of Import Fest. We loved Import Fest. We were supportive of Import Fest, and we did a lot of collabs together for years. So if you ever went to an Import Fest, I think the first 5 years, you knew Max Boost very well because we were literally the branding. And then we just talk a little bit about Max Boost, get some background. I'm going to probably put a little bit more background. And of course, there's all the old import tuners. Remember those guys? That's import tuner number 1, 1998, guys. 1998.
Can you name who's on cover?
Oh my God! You know who's the cover? Who's on the cover? This is a really famous one,
yeah.
And this is a famous.
This is my second favorite cover.
People know this one.
Yeah, that was the best one. The twins were cool. The Max was my favorite, but that
car was amazing.
That car did it.
So
LJ, right?
Yes. So LJ Garcia's. This car in real life was nuts. LJ, props to you. And LJ's car is in an actual issue of Import Tuner magazine. Now, of course, we're going to do some background stuff. This is just a rough prototype. So you kind of get the behind the scenes of us. This is me doing a signing with the guys at Falcon Tires. We really appreciate that. That was a moment of my life right here where I was actually signing the Max Boost poster that we did for Formula Drift in line with all the pro drivers. So I'm not a pro driver, but it felt like I was for a day. And that was incredible. So that's an incredible feeling to be with those fans and signing those autographs for.
I could tell by your face.
30 minutes. Yeah. I'm smiling a little bit. No, that was awesome. Memo was there to help support us. And then, going out there and just giving away free stuff is always fun. There's a little, even we have some of this stuff. This is something we did for SCCA and Falcon Tires. And so we're just throwing artwork in here. This is my artwork. If you guys have never seen it, yes, I do the artwork. Both on the comic side and also this kind of like rendering style. It's kind of what I've been known for.
So because we have a lot of Honda guys here, but we're also a lot of Eclipse guys. Maybe you could do a rendering of the Angry Panda.
Yeah, we're supposed to do a rendering of the Angry Panda. So you guys know the Angry Panda? Yeah, that's something we got to do. We got to put Angry Panda in here somewhere. So we got to get that done pretty quick here. But yeah, no, totally. And if you want a little DSM story, one of the only things that beat me at street races was a damn GSX. GSX.
Yep. You can't
kept giving me trouble, man.
You can't get them off the line.
Dude, dude, pissed me off. But anyways, here's some of the tuner crate covers that we did. So you're gonna get a lot of artwork in here. In the book, along with some background, like I said, of Max Boost. This is pretty cool. Some of you may or may not know this, but I'm actually throwing this in the book. This is the Import Tuner 10-year anniversary poster that I did way back in the day. So this was when, so think about that, 10-year anniversary was 2008. And so I'm throwing that in here. Some of the renderings that I did, like I also designed Racecar Graphics. So this is the K&N G Infinity, and that was a track car. I did that back in the day as well, and it became a actual SEMA car. Here, like even this, I'm throwing in some of the stuff that I did for Formula Drift. So this was here on this side is all the pro drivers done in my style. And thought that was really fun. And then it was actually part of this big poster right here. This poster is awesome. So if you guys got a poster, if anyone got a poster, comment. Tell me if you got this at Formula Drift, because you're lucky. I don't think that's ever being reprinted. And it was a big poster and it was free. And we were giving those away and I was signing a ton of those. So anyway, so you get a lot of extra artwork along with kind of the background. Let me show you guys a few things. I kind of show this in the Kickstarter, but you're getting stuff like this. This is artwork that's never been printed before or published before. Check that out. There's Memo right there.
Why is that?
Seriously, dude. Memo was my inspiration for this character. His name's Efe. So there's Ese and Efe, and they're in a lowrider. So anyways, I love those characters. And Memo's that guy right there.
Maybe now.
Influence. So yeah, we also show some of these things. Like check this out. So these were some of the toys. Oh, I have some of the toys in here, actually. I should get those. So here's some of the toys. I don't know if you can see these. Hopefully you guys can see it. These were toys that I actually did with Playmates Toys back in the day. So I got a deal with Playmates Toys. So this starts going into another story. So imagine Max Boost is really popular, starts doing really well. And then all of a sudden we have the opportunity Marat, could you close the front door? Yeah. Sorry, good. We have an opportunity to do toys. And so Playmates Toys, we actually end up doing a deal with. Playmates Toys is the Ninja Turtle toy company. And back in the day, we ended up doing a deal with them. And it was huge. And so these are some of the images that, again, I've never printed before, of those times when we're in New York pitching the actual toys. So a lot of you have asked, like, hey, where's the Max Boost toys?
Where is it?
We want to see the Max Boost toys. Where are they? And so all we have are the one-of-ones, basically the prototypes. And I'm going to show you guys that here. I'll actually grab those. But anyways, we show stuff like that, kind of a background of Max Boost and some things that we designed. So, and then of course, you'll get to the point where you get to the comic. And so you're going to get all these pages of the comic. And this is issue number 1, 1998. I love this issue because I remember the moment that we finished drawing this issue, and as a concept first, to get approved and see if Turbo Magazine liked it or not for Import Tuner. And I remember leaving Jason's house. Jason inked this comic. I remember leaving his house in Pacific Beach and driving to Huntington Beach, where Turbo Magazine was, to see if they would approve it. And at the end of the day, they loved it, obviously, and the rest is history. And just to kind of go over this a little bit, this is the introduction of Maxinato. The very first panel here is a white Celica. That is actually my very first car. The Integra is the very first car I ever bought. So this is my first hand-me-down. It was a Celica. It was 1981, right? 1981. Toyota Celica. Originally was blue. Dad crashed it, ended up painting it white, and then I ended up having it. And during high school, and it barely went over 80 miles per hour. It was a bucket, but I wish I still had this car, man. So I immortalized our first family. It was our first family vehicle that my dad bought when we moved here from the Philippines. So I was born in the Philippines and I moved over here when I was younger. And this was the first car we got. He joined the U.S. Navy, and that's how we got to the United States. So I immortalized that car here. And of course, one of my dream cars, Integra Type R, happens to be Max's dream car. And then, of course, the V8, Todd's V8 Mustang. He's basically the arch nemesis of Maxinato. And of course, he's the arch nemesis of Maxinato because, well, that's what people are like, hey, why are you picking on V8s? I was like, well, if you're around back then, that's what it was.
It wasn't, it was some import versus import, but it was mainly just, it was import versus domestic. And wherever you saw a Mustang or Camaro or whatever was V8, you knew you had to go get them because
it was trouble.
You would have to show them that your 4-cylinder is capable of keeping up or even beating them, because we weren't getting no respect from the V8s. So that was I think to me, that was the fun part of back in the days.
Yeah, it was huge. Like, people don't realize that imports had no respect. Like, we had nothing on the street. People made fun of us. They didn't understand why you'd even like Civics. It didn't matter. Any of the imports, everyone just believed that the only fast cars in the world or any cars worth buying or racing were V8s. We understand, we get it, but we fought for something else. We fought for something different. We believed in something different. We understood that there was more here to the imports than they thought. And so at street races, yes, I started off as a street racer. I don't advocate it now. Just stops. Obviously, I drive on the racetracks now. But back then, that's what we did. And we used to go out there and beat up on a few of them. And they were really shocked, like, when we did it. And we're like, where's your nitrous? Where's your whatever? And I did a lot with a very stock GSR. And then when we went turbo, it was a whole nother story. But yeah, no, people don't realize that it was a V8 versus import versus domestic shootout, like literally every weekend. Until we got to a place that we had some respect.
Or every light.
Or every light.
Again,
I have
don't
so
try
many
that
stories.
at home.
Yeah, don't do it. Man, I have so many stories. It was the worst. I'm thank God I'm alive still. I shouldn't be, I don't think, but I survived through that. Sorry, Mom. But anyways, hey, you know, I changed my ways. I went from street racing to autocrossing. Oh, street racing to legal drag racing, and then autocrossing, and then track racing, track driving, and then actual competition racing, racing certification. And then I'm also a driving instructor, by the way, now. So I instruct performance driving schools, and I also instructed the racing certification courses. I'm actually going to be at with NASA Pro Racing in a couple weeks. If you want to drive on the racetrack, come see us. But anyways, yeah. So that's that. And so yeah, it was imports versus domestics. And so the story of Max has a lot of that in it. And so even right here, we're at an IDRC event.
What is an IDRC?
Hey, look! Oh, look! There's a DSM right there.
There you go.
We immortalized that car.
Purple.
Whose car is that?
I remember that.
You guys know this car?
For those that have Eclipses,
Memo's ever posted it.
I think I posted a couple times.
Yeah.
Not too many people know about that car. That car was actually a special car. Actually, all metal wide body.
All metal wide body, guys.
No fender flares. No.
It was
metal.
Oh yeah, this is before you got
yeah,
like these kits easily available like today.
These were
on the internet. Buy them off eBay. We had no eBay. We had no internet. I know it makes it sound really old. We had no internet like this. But yeah, so that was Cole Sims wide body GSX, and that was amazing. And we did a photo shoot of that. That was the very beginning of AutoCannon way back in the day. So we got stuff like that. A lot of people remember. Oh, by the way, import drag racing circuit, the IDRC, some of you may or may not know, was created by Michael Ferrara, who was the guy who got me into Turbo Magazine. Michael Ferrara owns IDRC, and he also owns now D Sport Magazine. So, so that's a little bit of that story. But the IDRC, my story here is I actually designed the IDRC logo, the original IDRC logo for import drag racing circuit. So yeah, so Max goes on, and he, you know, and so the story is really simple. Well, it starts off pretty simple. Max just wants to beat Todd. And he hopes, in the very beginning, it shows Todd picking on Max. And then the next page, Max is excited because he's finally going to race Todd because he's supposed to get an Integra Type R for his birthday. So the next day, on his birthday, he ends up going to his house, and he ends up finding out he doesn't get an Integra Type R. His mom ended up buying him a Civic hatchback base model instead. And that's the what I call pea green, and a lot of people think of as Midoriya green hatchback. And now he's screwed because he still has to race Todd. And so that's where the beginning of tuning and trying to figure out how to go faster and learning about street racing in the world of Motorville. That's where it all begins. And so he goes to the street races for the first time. And some of you may or may not recognize that street right there at the bottom. But it was funny when I did this. A lot of people did recognize the street at the bottom. It is actually what we call Firehouse here in San Diego off of Miramar Road. It's where we used to street race.
And so for those that are just tuning in, what year is this?
Right now,
this era,
we're looking at 1998, 1999. So we did these comics in 1998. I did this comic 1998, 99, at least these issues here.
And a lot of you guys weren't even born at the time that are here, but some of you have and do remember some of these, and we do appreciate you guys supporting since back then.
What's that? See, Mitsubishi. But yeah, no, it was a heyday of imports, man. That was so fun. The 90s. So there's a lot of reasons. So for some of you that may or may not know, you may be younger. A lot of people are like, dude, 90s cars are all into it. It was something special, man. The 90s were really, really awesome. So there is a reason why we love the 90s so much in terms of the tuner culture. And it was the emergence of our culture before Fast and the Furious kind of.
And remember that, you know, that was brand new cars. It wasn't like they're 10 or 20-year-old cars.
Yeah, they're new at the time.
They were new at the time. So like you got, you know, by the time they get to your hands, anybody that's 20 to 25 years old or 30, they've already touched like 2 to 3, maybe even 10 times somebody's hand, right? So it only touched maybe.
Oh, I bought one from the dealer.
I got mine from the dealer. So that in itself is crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they race stand-up racing. And he goes out there. He doesn't know how to street race, barely knows how to shift, doesn't even know how to, I mean, it even says there, like, he's like, hey, all you got to do is rev the car up to about 3,500 RPM. He looks down at his gauge, and he doesn't even have an RPM gauge. He has a speedometer only, because those cars only had a speedometer. The base model had no RPM gauge. So basically that's what ends up happening, and Max has to figure it out, and along with other characters like the cop and everything else.
That guy's familiar. Who's that guy?
Yeah, so that guy was his name was Ed Ang. Is Ed Ang? He's inspired by Ed Ang. He was the editor of Import Tuner magazine. So I immortalized him with his blue DA Integra, which was dope. It was turbo. It was amazing. I love Ed. Ed's been a cool guy. I haven't seen him in a really long time. I still wonder where he's at. But anyways, yeah. So he ends up showing up to street races, and he shows Max what an import can actually do versus his base model. And it just keeps going. And we even have fun episodes like Car Wars right here, where we kind of do a parody with Star Wars. So if you've never seen that, and obviously he's got a little Integra flying.
So for those that tune in, make sure to go to maxboost.com if you guys want to get a copy of this book. And not only that, but there's a bunch of other swag there that you could pick up as well.
Yeah, and there's LJ Garcia's version of that Civic that I put in immortalized in here when Max actually visits Papa Wheelie's Performance Pagoda for the first time. And so, yeah, you get to read about that. And let's see if there's anything else in here I want to show you. But dude, there's a lot of comic in here. So it even runs into lowriders. Like I said, there's Memo. And but yeah, there's a lot of comic in here. Come check it out. When you see this book, it is premium. It feels premium. There's a reason why and it's not cheap. You don't people that look at it go, dude, how much is that? They think it's like $75 to $100. And it feels like it because it's kind of hard to see, I think, on the video. But when you put it all together, it really feels like that. So again, you can go to the Kickstarter. You can actually grab one. Again, limited edition.
Or two.
Printed only one time. I think there's going to be a single print run. You get only one chance. And we got 3 days left in the Kickstarter to get one for yourself, your friends, your family. And we're trying to do everything we can to get these shipped actually before Christmas. So hopefully we can get that done. I'm trying. We'll see. The other thing is when you do support the project, you're going to get your name listed in the book like this, for just as an example. Okay, so you get to be officially Max Boost fan. All right. And then on top of that, we also have this is available right now. And for certain pledge levels when you choose.
That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty
where
neat.
You could put an image of you or your car in the book, and also your Instagram screen name or whatever. So you can get some likes, I'm sure. Let's see. New Sports Car said, I mean, my birthday is on the 17th. Come on. So hell yeah, right? So this is really cool. I think this will be a lot of fun if you guys want to do that. So again, it's at maxboost.com. Let's see if we can answer some of these questions. I think there's a bunch of questions here. Bear with us. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So Yosh says, it was super nice. It was great quality. Got to see it at Comic-Con. Yes, I brought it to Comic-Con. Thank you. And thanks for supporting the project. House of Honda. Yeah. Cool. Let's see. House of Honda. Thank you. Let's see. You good people. Thanks, Green Weenie Wagon. Let's see.
Thanks, Michael Bush, for tuning in. I appreciate you, man, and thank you for supporting.
Michael Bush is the man. Oh my God, dude, you big time supporting us.
Pat, Chris, Yoshi's on here as well. Everybody, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah,
and thanks. I know somebody else put that he was supporter number 250. So
good, thank you. Yes, you guys get a backer number 2, so that's always fun.
So if you guys are tuning in here, this is Dennis with Max Boost AutoCannon. We're talking about Max Boost comic book Kickstarter. And if you want to go check out more, get some more information regarding that, go to maxboost.com. So this is supporting all old school import nostalgic stuff. So you know what? I've never seen the toys.
Well,
I've never seen the toys. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, I lost you.
Check out some toys right here.
We lost some people.
Uh-oh, died. All right, check this out. So I'm gonna start. I got a box right here. I'm pulling out some stuff right here. Here's some of the original one of ones again. These are kind of scratched up a little bit, but these were in
Oh, that was dope.
This is Auto. This was created. This was made by Playmates Toys when we were doing the presentation for the toys for Max Boost. So these are probably 2000. What year? 2000 and I think 6. So those are like 13 years old.
Oh, he actually is an action figure.
Yeah,
he moves.
Yeah, they move. They're articulated at some level. Got Zig and Zag. Some of you. Oh, so yeah, this guy is the Subaru dude. For all you Mitsubishi guys, this is a Subaru guy. So Zig and Zag, and his brother.
Pat said he has some.
Is the DSM guy. What's up? So can you imagine? They're both brothers. All-wheel drive drift brothers. Zig and Zag. And he drives an Evo. And obviously he drives an STI. So there you go. And then let's see. Oh, here you go. Here's one. The cars. So this is a one-of-one car. There's nothing, these don't exist. So if someone says they have them, Chris, I don't think you have this one. This is it. This is a one-of-one. I want to make these real. So people are asking us a lot, how do you get the cars? Cars don't exist, but we can kickstart these cars in the future. And so if enough people want one, if people want to buy the cars, we can do them. We just have to have enough people wanting to support that project. And I definitely want to do that. So here's a Integ. And these are my designs. I designed these. And again, these were on display at the toy show at the Javits Center in New York. Some right here. Civic. And
have you ever heard of 164?
What's 164 other than a scale? Is there something we're missing?
Right.
And
they said they would.
Yes.
State of Evolution will help out with the Kickstarter if we did the car stuff.
Nice. Yeah. What's up, State of Evolution?
Oh, dude, that's iconic right there.
Yeah. And then here.
Super Duper.
Super Dupra. So a lot of people remember the Super Dupra. And this is a toy of it. Yeah. And my friends at Engine back in the day, Ryan Takashima and those guys. So yeah, these are one-of-ones. They don't exist. But if you guys want some, comment. Let me know. And then, of course, jump on the Kickstarter. All the people on Kickstarter right now, there's close to 500 of you, are going to be part of our Max Boost like super fam that can help us like make anything happen with you guys' support. So we're going to continue to do. My dream is to continue to grow Max Boost. And if we kickstart, like for example, this volume 1, we'll do another product. We'll do a volume 2. Obviously, there's definitely going to have to be a volume 2 at this point. We're going to do new issues of Max Boost. I want to do animations with you guys. I want to do toys. I want to get you guys some rare toys. If we can get to that point, a lot of people are asking for apparel and hats and accessories and stuff like that. So yeah, just get in. The best way to do it is to actually join us in our little mission and our crusade to bring Max Boost back by getting this on Kickstarter right now, maxboost.com. Yeah, so that's it. So there you guys get a little sneak peek here. And here's something that's rare. Some of you have it though. I am amazed that some of you guys have this. This was actually in the market.
And how back then, how were you able to get something?
You're only able to get this at the department store attached to an AUTOCANNON shirt for a very limited amount of time. So I don't know who did that, or if you got some. I saw some in the social media. People have posted this up, but this thing is rare too. So look at this. Green Weeding Wagon says he has one of those. Save it. It's rare.
To me, that's crazy that you would attach a toy to a T-shirt.
Yeah, no, we used to do that. I was in the T-shirt industry for a really long time, and one of the things we used to do was start attaching things to T-shirts to help sell T-shirts. So some of you may know, like for example, like X Concepts used to attach like their skateboards to T-shirt tech deck T-shirts. I don't know if you guys remember that. So what's up, MacAccord? And Lexus White just joined. What's up? But yeah, so this is rare, and it used to come. in there. So this was yeah. So anyways, if you got one of these, man, that's awesome. Hey, Michael Bush, Anchor Blue. Yes, you remember Anchor Blue? We used to sell our products in Anchor Blue. And I think let's see, anything else you guys want to know? Ask some questions if you guys got any. And yeah, thank you to all of our sponsors. Oh my God, we have so many people that are supporting us with the comeback. We appreciate that. Falcon Tire, we got Cartoon Auto Repair here in San Diego. Justin and those guys, thank you so much. Import Fest, Bassett Mirza and the gang, they were amazing supporting us. IBOC, Rothfab with Sam Rothschild. Sparko, of course, Alan and Kevin and the guys over there, Gretty, Kenji, Phil, Mike, all those guys out there. Elite Finish, Auto Detail here in San Diego. We got a little surprise for you guys from over there that we're going to release a video from that place. Titan 7, of course, Eddie and all those guys at Titan 7. Love the wheels, by the way. So we have Titan 7s and all the products that I just said right now, all the sponsors that I talked about, we have on our own cars. So we appreciate you guys and thank you. So let's see. So when did you do a collab with that dude in blue? You're right. So what I got over here, we did a few freebie or kind of giveaways in the tuner crates for Max Boost. So this is like kind of these are also rare. So these aren't available for sale anymore. They weren't available for sale really. You just kind of had to get them.
Yeah, you would have to.
But yeah, we did these as a way to kind of bring back to as a collab with tuner crate to kind of put Max back in the market. So these exist. Most recently, the dude in blue. What do I have? I don't have his here. But we also did this. We did a Haggard Garage cover. We also did, yeah, the collab. So that was really working with Mike and the guys over at Tuner Crate, getting that hooked up. Yeah, so right here, that's the guy he's talking about right now. And so we immortalized his Mustang on the cover of one of the Max Boost Tuner Crate issues. And so let's see if some more. Do a short film of Max Boost. Yes, we have some animation. We have an old animation that you actually get access to. It's a 3D animation you get access to when you also get the book at maxboost.com. So you're going to get access to that too, along with the Last Race film, like I said. But we want to do a short film of Max Boost. I think that I'm not kidding when I'm saying that our dream is to get to become like a Netflix show or something like that. We are working on that. We've got some people in the background here that are trying to support us in seeing if we get in front of the right people and try to make that happen. We were very close to making that happen way back in the day. Warner Brothers, we almost did a deal with them, Warner Brothers, with Max Boost. And so I kind of say it, watch my Max Boost, the video at maxboost.com, and you kind of get a background story on what happened there. But the deal ended up falling apart, but we were so close, man. I was so excited to have a Saturday morning cartoon about to happen. And it was really devastating when it didn't happen. It was a lot of work. And so with you guys, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get enough supporters so that we can do anything we want. If we get enough people to support any of the projects, we get to do that. I want to do animations and some shorts for Max, and eventually get to a place where we are like a Netflix show or whatnot. And it all starts here. And that's why I think this is amazing. I love that we're starting from ground level. Literally one book sold at a time is getting us closer to our goal. And we appreciate that.
Is that a Supra, bro?
Super Dupra, dude.
Oh, okay.
And he says, do you have any 90s import tuner issues out there to show other than the 6th issue? Yeah, they're in my garage right now, and I can't go into there, but they're definitely all over the internet. There's lots of girls on the covers of those, so they are on the internet.
Right. And the standalone management system, not a bad way to spend $10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
blow the welds off your intake, right? And let's see what else. Pat said he loved the girls. Do custom renders. The renders take a long time, so a lot of people are asking us, can we do some renders for just anybody? How much is it going to cost to do a render or whatnot? I don't know. That's really hard to do. What I can do, I may potentially do, is do sketches. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. I think I have a sample of something around here that I could do. But yeah, I'm looking into maybe doing some sketches. Let me grab one real quick. You want to
cool?
take
Yeah.
over for a second?
yeah, so thanks for everybody that's tuning in. While you're here and I have you guys' attention, while Dennis goes grab some of the renderings, can you guys go ahead and hit that thumbs up onto the live? And if you're on Instagram, make sure to hit some hearts. We're trying to get a lot of attention and for this so we can maybe get some of the stuff made. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in on Instagram and YouTube Live. I appreciate you guys. What's up, Kevin? Thanks for tuning in. Pat, as always, Chris Cars. I love your ride. Yeah, thanks for tuning in and spending your afternoon or morning wherever the part of the world you're in.
So someone said, do a quick sketch on video. I know who you are. Hello. But check it out. Here's a sketch that I did do, and I actually did do it in front of you. But so here's like a sketch I just did a few days ago. So this is really what I call quick, but it's not fast. But I'm thinking about doing a couple of these, some of these to some people if they want to do it. I was playing around with the idea of doing a few every month. And if anybody really wanted one like this, you could get one. It would be an original sketch with a framed, delivered to you, signed, like literally an original sketch from me, which I don't do. I was thinking of doing that for a short time. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. And you guys get to pick the car that you want. It looks like some people are saying, heck yeah. The stamp of drawing approval is, yes, it is on point. Yeah, this makes it really official, doesn't it? And so, yeah, if you guys are interested in having a sketch like this, let me know so I can feel it out if I want to do it. It's a lot of work, guys. And I don't think too many people are doing anything like this, but it'd be kind of fun, right? To have an original sketch of maybe your car or your favorite car from the original artist, me, Max Boost, from Max Boost. And I'm telling you, it's probably going to be worth a ton of money. Well, I hope. My job is to make Max Boost so famous that this is worth a ton of money to you one day. Hey, Kev, thanks. You're really enjoying this live. I appreciate it, man. Let's see. Oh, Dwayne Avery says, I am down. He wants a GT 350. Okay. All right. They got one. I think these guys have one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over at Elite Finish. I've been in a GT 350. It's Shelby, right?
Yes.
Right. This thing sounds amazing. From the cockpit. Joseph asked me, what do you drive currently? Currently, there's 2 cars in our household right now. Well, we have 3, but one of them, my red M3 E46 M3, and then my brother who lives with me has a Civic Type R, the new championship white Civic Type R. Love that thing on the track. It is way faster than my M3. I'm just telling you, straight up. And then they also have, which will debut sometime. I actually do co-own an EK Civic hatchback with a Type R motor in it with a guy named Dan Wilson. And so if you guys can only imagine what I'm trying to do with that car, it's going to eventually be green. So we're going to try to figure that out. But yes. And let's see. And yeah, so those are pretty much the cars. And then my daily driver is like a bucket 2001 BMW. Is horrible. I mean, the paint is horrible. But, you know, you got to have a bucket, right? Everybody has a nice car. It's got to have a bucket somewhere. Yeah.
For sure. It says you should do a sketch of Memo SEMA Eclipse.
There you go.
Or
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. No, we're going to do a rendering of the Angry Panda somehow. We got to figure that one out, right? So that takes my renderings when I do these kinds of things. That just takes a long time, man. I like to say it doesn't, but it just does. I do these by hand. It's not 3D.
So for those that don't know, you know, estimate time to take.
I say it'll take me like a couple days to do, but it doesn't take me a couple. It takes me like 2 weeks or something like that. And that's just too much time, you know. And so, well, let me see. Did I have anything else in here? Oh, here's some fun stuff. Maybe we'll just go through my. Oh, I don't want to go through that. Let's see. If you guys are curious. Here's just some, yeah, no, this is something I never show. You guys see. But anyways, this is just some like rough sketches that I do. I do draw, right? So yeah, this is just in my random sketchbook. Just thought I'd share this with you guys.
So yeah, make sure to go support Max Boost and go check out maxboost.com so you guys can support the Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, see this guy right here? This guy's awesome. Don't tell me he's not. Sad. He should be a character. He's like, oh, sad fish. But yeah, I do draw other things other than cars, I guess. Sometimes I don't draw as much as I wish I could, but hey, if you guys support enough Max Boost and you make us rich, I can just stop and just draw all day, and I'll draw all your cars.
So we're about to hit the 1 hour mark.
Okay, we'll be done. But anyways, just some of my drawings. AE said, "I'll buy that shark guy on a shirt." Who should be in Rick and Morty? Yeah, you're right. He should be in Rick and Morty. Okay, so we'll go through. We'll hit the 1 hour mark. So we'll just go through some of the last questions if you guys have it, and we'll close this down.
Make sure to hit thumbs up and make sure to hit the hearts. Appreciate it. We're about to die on Instagram Live. So Instagram, thank you for tuning in. And we shall see you later.
MaxBoost.com. So we just made it in the end of Instagram. And let's see. We just want to make sure that we share it, right?
Yeah.
There's no way of saving it, right?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it, no.
We're trying to figure this out right now.
Nope. Share or delete?
Nope. Let's share it.
That's it.
1 hour. And then thank you guys for tuning in. YouTube doesn't make us stop at exactly 1 hour. Thanks for thanks for telling us that. But anyways, that's it. If we have any other questions, I think, let's see, 8250 red line. Oh, on that V8. Can you imagine that? Yeah, V8s now hitting 8,000 RPM plus. That's awesome. The right-hand drive Del Sol bucket. Dude, I miss those Del Sols.
Yeah, Del Sols are cool. I like them.
They were cool, man. Like, they didn't get a lot of respect back in the day, but I like them. And I've seen a couple of clean ones right now. And let's see, anybody else have any questions? Would you want a render of me to do a render of your car or a sketch? No?
Yeah, for sure.
There is a possibility that I may be doing like really quick sketches at some of these events. So if you think that's a fun thing to do on a little quick sketch, I have sketched on people's dashboards before. I think if you look at if you join our Max Boost private group, you can look us up on Facebook, Max Boost private group. You'll have there's a video over there, and I think it's also on our Instagram. I'm not sure where I did draw a drawing on Stitch's Volkswagen dashboard. I don't know why anyone would trust me to draw on their car, but I did it. And so you want to say, let's see, anything else? Yeah, man, you guys had a lot of comments. Thank you. I want to go through here, just make sure. Everybody laughed till they got gapped to buy a boosted B16, B18, or a Ford G63. Yes. Yeah, man. The Hondas and the Mitsubishis definitely represented in the street wars of V8s versus V8s versus imports back in the day.
Yeah, and while you guys are still here, make sure to hit that thumbs up, like I said, and a subscribe button that would support us. And if you have any other after this, make sure to hit the description. All Max Boost links are already in there, so make sure to check out the description for anything Max Boost and subscribe to maxboost.com.
Yep, just go to maxboost.com and check us out on it's just the Kickstarter page. Watch the video so you see a whole bunch of what's going on there. Someone said here, they said the Starion is Pat said that love the Starion, think it's still part of my heart. Starion I like that car, dude.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
I don't know. I've never seen a fast one per se, but a clean one from who was it from Hypersport?
No, International All Stars. So what was it?
Yeah. The red one, right?
No, that was a red one too.
There's a red one and a white one.
The white one.
There's a red one. Oh man, I'm sorry, I missed forgetting your name, but they were dope. Those are the fenders were. I always like DSM for sure. We got to put more DSMs in the future issues of Max Boost now. And let's see. Oh, EGR Yoshi, what's up? You pledged $150. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And yeah, it looks like you guys are.
See who the last.
Yeah.
Anybody else's comment?
I'm just going through the comments, just making sure, and I think we're good. So guys, thank you so much. It's been an hour. That was fun. I love hanging out with you guys. The first time we've ever done anything like this. Appreciate it. And yes, Corvettes are awesome, Chris.
Ruben, ¿qué tal?
And appreciate it. So thank you guys again. Go to maxboost.com right now. Even if you don't pledge, go watch the video. Spend like a couple minutes and watch the video that we put together so you get a little bit of history here and see where the sneak peek of Max Boost is in the Fast and the Furious. See if you could find someone you when you watch Fast and Furious the next time, you'll see Memo, you'll see our cars, and all that stuff. But go check that out. Again, maxboost.com. Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate it. Saludos a
Appreciate
todos.
you guys.
Gracias
Talk to you
por
later.
vernos y nos vemos.
All right, guys. See ya. Thank you. Take care.